Hi everyone, welcome to Life with Care. In this video today, I am going to show you one of my favorite meals to make when I'm bringing a meal either for a meal train or I just want to bring somebody a meal. So in this case, my neighbor had a baby. So there's no like official meal train, but I just texted her and said, hey, I want to bring you a meal. I will say that when I'm bringing a meal for a meal train or just a meal, I always ask the receiver, are there any food allergies or food preferences? That way I know, like if it's a vegetarian eater, I'm not going to bring a meat dish. I also want to say is it's really special when you bring somebody a meal and it does not need to be fancy. The receiver of that meal is going to be so grateful that you took the time to provide a meal. It doesn't need to be homemade either. Even if you were to go and purchase a meal, it's just a really special and nice thing to do for people, whether there's been a death in the family, somebody's going through a hard time, or just a random act that you decide, I'm going to bring you a meal. People are going to appreciate it. So I highly encourage you to go for it. Either sign up for that meal train or just bring a meal to somebody. So let me show you this meal that I'm bringing today. One tip is that I always use disposable pans or pans that don't need to be returned to me. This just makes it easier. So I try to pack everything in dishes or pans that I don't need back. So for a starter, I typically will do a fresh green salad. So I keep this pretty basic because not everybody likes everything, in a salad. So this was romaine, an iceberg lettuce that I chopped and I washed. I have some tomatoes in here, some cucumbers, and then some carrots. So I'll bring this as a starter. People generally really appreciate fresh vegetables or a salad like this. It saves them time from having to chop. And I also always bring some dressing because I know we assume like most people have salad dressing at home, but the last thing that I want who I'm bringing this meal to is for them to have to go run to the grocery store because they don't have salad dressing. So I'll bring a salad dressing and then a salad here, just a basic green salad to start the meal. I also wanted to mention that I label everything. So even though it's obvious that this is a green salad, if somebody's really exhausted or like my neighbor who hasn't, not sleeping well with a newborn, I just like to put a label on everything. And if there's special cooking instructions, I'll put that as well on a label. Today I'm taking the meal hot and ready to go, but I do label everything. For the main dish, I assembled this yesterday and I need to bake it. I will put a link in the video description below, but these are lasagna rolls. And like I said, I still need to bake this. If I wasn't taking this hot to my neighbor, then I would just give the recipient a card with the baking instructions and then they can decide when they want to bake it. But I really love to make this dish as a meal train or just cooking for people because there are 12 individual portions is what I have here, but they freeze well, they heat up well, they taste good the day you make them, a couple days after, so you can never go wrong with lasagna rolls. If I was making this for a family who eats vegetarian, then I would not make it with meat, so you can adapt it. But I'm going to bake this, and then I'll show you. Lasagna rolls. I just pulled the lasagna rolls out of the oven, and look at how delicious that is going to be. I'm also going to be baking up some of this Texas toast to go along with the lasagna rolls. And I just wanted to show you this, that not everything has to be homemade. This is quick and easy. I'll throw these in the oven and then slice them in half and take this with me with the other dishes. And here's the garlic bread out of the oven. We've got some nice and hot garlic bread to go with the meal. I'm going to show you dessert next. I usually like to provide a dessert as well, unless I know that somebody is just not their thing, but most people do appreciate a dessert. So for my neighbor, I have made chocolate delight, and I will link this recipe and video in the description. So I have a whole video on my channel of this wonderful dessert for chocolate delight. It's been in my family for years, so I made a special dessert for my neighbor. And then there's children also in the house, so I bought these Mickey Mouse ice creams just so the kids can have something a little bit special. So sometimes I'll do that if you know that somebody has a favorite thing. So chocolate delight, and then these Mickey Mouse ice creams, a special treat for the kids. And there you have it. That's one of my favorite meals to take to somebody. And I thought it was so sweet. While I was in the middle of cooking everything, one of the neighbor's kids came over and brought me some fresh eggs. So just very, very sweet. And I appreciate their thoughtfulness as well. And I told them that I'll soon be bringing your dinner over. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I encourage you, cook for somebody, or if you don't want to cook for somebody, go buy a meal. It will be much appreciated.